Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to speak on the match between Barcelona and Real Betis. And in this game, Barcelona has lost against Real Betis 1-0 at the Camp Nou. It was a very frustrating loss. I know, right? I know that many of us thought that Barcelona were doing so many things right, which we did, right? We played very well. We made the passes very sharp. We moved quickly. But in the end, the only thing that we did see was Real Betis score the goal that took away 3 points away from FC Barcelona. And so right now we are in a rut, right? We are in a pickle, and moving forward there are many questions to ask. Now, just because we have lost a total of 3 points against Real Betis, there were some bright lights within this game. Like for example, Dembele showed so much enthusiasm to really bring something towards this club. He is being one of the main highlights in FC Barcelona's squad. And man, let me tell you, is this Barcelona team really missing a striker? Because they really are. The fact that we saw so many things play out well, but only for us to score 0 goals against Real Betis, 0 goals. It really does show you that we are missing that 9, that definitive 9, that 9 that can score goals, that can bring 25 to 30 goals every season. Because right now Barcelona just do not have that. They're not going to get that from Luke de Jong. They're not going to get that from Memphis Depay, who's not even a number 9. They're not going to get that from Sergio Aguero because he is having some health issues, which is okay. But right now Barcelona do not have one. And I think that moving to this winter transfer window that we are coming up to in about 2 or 3 weeks, we need to capitalize off of that open market. We do need to capitalize and bring the necessary player that we do need, because or else we will see Xavi's Barcelona continue to under-deliver. But first, I do want to shout out the OneFootball app. The OneFootball app is considered as the best football app you could find within the App Store when it does come to the latest player news, team news. If you want to follow your team within La Liga or the Premier League or the German League, you guys would be able to do that within the OneFootball app. You guys would also be able to see the latest transfer news, anything regarding your favorite player or team. All of that is going to be compact within one app. And for those of you guys who are in the UK, you guys are also able to see La Liga highlights. If you guys do want to see some highlights regarding Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, all of that again is going to be within the OneFootball app. If you guys do want to download the app, you guys can either scan the barcode that you do see on the video, or you can look at the link which will be in the description box down below. But now let's get back into the video. So what we are going to be doing in this video is talk about the first half and the second half. And I'm not going to give like a brief story on what did happen throughout this game. So I will be talking about talking points that did happen in the first half, and then have talking points that did happen in the second half. So starting with the first half, and the first talking point that I do want to talk about, it is going to be about the lineup. Xavi did rest Frenkie de Jong and Dembele within the first half. They did not play. I understand that these two players did rest because of certain reasons. Frenkie just played almost every game. Dembele just came back from an injury, so it does make sense that these players were not shown within the starting 11. And I understand, right, that we are a team that likes to take it one game at a time without focusing on what's going to happen next. But you can really see that Xavi is resting some of these players because of what's to come right after, which is the match against Bayern Munich, which will happen next week. And Xavi does want to be prepared for that. He wants to reserve these players, make sure that these players do not encounter any more injuries, because we are going to be needing a fully fit Barcelona going up against the German giants. Moving on to point number 2. Barcelona had so much trouble controlling the game in the first half because we expected something like this. We expected Betis to be very strong up against Barcelona. Betis have clearly showed that they have studied Barcelona, and Barcelona just ended up passing so much within Betis half that did not amount to anything. Like, they passed, but for what? Like, yes, they were passing the ball, moving very quickly from left to right, but they rarely made any pass that broke Betis' defense. So a solution was needed, and there were moments where there were players that were positioned in order to receive from a vertical pass or a killer pass that was going to give Barcelona an opportunity to score, but Barcelona did not read that game well. Betis knew exactly what their intentions were. And the game in the first half just came down to 2 options. It was either Memphis Depay tagging along with one of the players in order to create some sort of chance, or it was Abde making that run down the right flank, and that's about it. And the one player that I do want to talk about is Abde, because Abde in the first half just did not show his best version tonight. I do believe that with him going up against Real Betis, he continued to do the exact same thing, which was to run with the ball on the right flank area. He looked very one-dimensional, and he failed to pick up his head to understand where his other teammates were at. He was just playing his own game, and I just did not like that. There was, for example, a point where Abde had the ball, he dribbled down the right flank. You can see that Serginho Dest was trying to overlap Abde, but Abde did not even realize that Dest was trying to overlap, and he was not waiting for him. And it could have been a much better opportunity for Abde to lay that pass towards Dest and make that cross into the box. But no, Abde wanted to dribble past 2 or 3 players, but it really did not amount to anything. And so there were so many miscommunications, and it showed Abde's true inexperienced side. Moving on to point number 3 within the first half, Gavi. Gavi had a head collision in the first half. This is probably the 3rd time we have seen Gavi encounter a head injury. I do believe that there was one when he was in Spain, like in the Spanish national team. He did hit his head and he had to leave the game early. We saw the exact same thing tonight. And here's the one problem that I do have with Gavi's constant head injuries. It is that he is not afraid to challenge on the field. Like, look, this is good and bad. As a matter of fact, it's good because we know that Gavi wants to give up everything just to give a good result to Barcelona. We know the type of warrior Gavi is, but it is also bad because this is very dangerous for you to continue to hit your head in some way, whether it's someone hitting you or the ball hitting you. It's very dangerous in the long term, and we need Gavi in the long term. He is needed in this Barcelona squad, and he cannot continue to encounter injuries like this, and especially when you know on the short term we need him for the next 70 minutes. The only reason why this is happening is because of the inexperience, right? Because he is incapable to handle situations like this, to know how to protect himself. Like, yes, does Gavi do everything good when it comes to pressuring, when it comes to creating? For his teammates, he does everything well. He does everything well in the wrong way. Like, there is moments where he is sacrificing his own head just to stop the ball. So it is up to the teachers to teach this player on how to handle situations like this, to know how to protect yourself. Now, in this play that we did see with Gavi, Gavi did hit the back of his head. The ball went straight to the back of his head, and that is why he got very dizzy and he couldn't get himself back up. And for those of you guys who do not know, the main portion of your brain is actually at the back of your head. It's not in the front, which is why we see players like Puyol before, or like Gerard Piqué or Maldini. They always used to love heading the ball back into their own half after someone like shoots the ball straight to their head, but with the front part of the head. If you do it with the back of the head, you're going to knock out. Gavi got hit with the ball at the back of his head, which is why, again, he did end up on the ground. Moving on to the second half, and I do want to talk about 2 different key points within the second half, and that is going to be about Dembele. And let me tell you guys, Dembele did come in for Coutinho, and the moment Dembele came on the pitch, it completely changed Barcelona's game. Dembele's impact was so noticeable. We're like, there's no way this player here can continue to be benched or continue to be not in the starting 11, because it was so noticeable. You can see that this man here, Dembele, he is on a mission. He does want to prove a point, and if he continues to be in this way, to play in this manner, Barcelona on the right flank, they are going to be in good hands. And the one thing that I want us to notice here, right, it's going to be connecting with what we did see with Abde and Serginho Dest. But what we did notice in this game was that Dembele, instead of always trying to dribble the ball down on the right flank, there were times where he did slow down. He put his foot on the pedal and he waited for Serginho Dest to make that overlapping run and gave Dest that opportunity to cross the ball into the box. Notice how Dembele and Dest fully do understand each other. They know what is the best solution for a certain situation. When it came to Abde said, no, I'm not going to do anything but dribble the ball down the right flank and do everything on my own. Dembele and Dest were not doing that. Dembele understood the game. He understands how Barcelona should be playing. And the only thing that I do have to say regarding that is that I do want to applaud this player for improving so much, for understanding and maturing within his game. And I love how Dembele was so hyperactive. His take-ons were so great that it gave Real Betis a big headache. His shots were also very good. There were moments where that ball was inches from going inside the goal. So not only are we seeing Dembele become a better player for himself, but he is becoming a better athlete overall, because it took him so much just to get to this point. And what's so scary about this whole thing is Dembele showed 70% of his capacity. We're not even close to seeing what Dembele could truly do when he is 100%, and I can't wait till we get to that moment. But now I do want to end it with this, which is going to be the last point for the second half. Betis' goal. Real Betis, right? They have scored the only goal for tonight, and that was a signal, my friends. It was a signal that these players, they just cannot relax. And you especially cannot relax in front of goal, because Barcelona had it all in this game against Real Betis. In terms of stats, they had better possession, they had better total shots, they had better chances created, they had better big chances created. And so Barcelona played very well in the second half. They played much better compared to the first half. But what was the difference between the first half and the second half? Barcelona, they did play better in the second half, but they failed to score a goal in those last 45 minutes. Like, I'm telling you, Barcelona's game was very good. Like, even with their recoveries coming from Puig and Busquets, everything was good. But the one thing that Real Betis did that Barcelona did not do was take advantage of their opportunities. Real Betis, they did not rest, and this is going to go out for players like Memphis Depay and Abde and Luke de Jong. They just did not look like they were hungry to score that goal. They were not focused enough to put the ball into the net. If you really want to talk about focus and what player really tried to show his best and give Barcelona a good result, it was Dembele. Dembele showed that he is a player that wants to grow, that wants to mature, that wants to make Barcelona better. Notice that attitude coming from that player and really try to make that comparison with the attitude and focus of Abde and Memphis Depay and sometimes Luke de Jong. It is just completely different energies. And hopefully, like I have said in the beginning of this video, when we go into that winter transfer market in January, hopefully we do sign a striker that can score goals, a striker that wants to bring good results, because that is what we need at Barcelona right now. Xavi he is picking a Barcelona that's just too lazy, a team that has been taught for years that this is how football should be done, but it's not in that way. You cannot relax. We have to be a team that has to be hyperactive, always wanting to score, always wanting everything throughout those 90 minutes, because there were moments where Memphis did not show that. There were moments where Abde did not show that, and Xavi is going to be taking the price for that. Everyone is going to be blaming Xavi for what did happen tonight. So like, of course, should everyone be accountable for what did happen? Of course, but the majority of the problem, it is within some of these players, and there has to be some sort of tweaks that need to be made. And so moving forward, the last thing that I do want to say is this: expect many news outlets coming from Mundo or Sport or whatever journalist coming out to the media and saying that Xavi's in trouble, Xavi's not the right manager, Xavi's under the fire, he may not be the right coach for FC Barcelona. There's going to be so many rumors and stories that's going to create chaos in this club, because that is what they like to do. They were just waiting for Xavi to lose those points or lose a game at the Camp Nou and then blame it all on Xavi Hernandez. That is what we're going to see. But the moment Xavi does something well, no one wants to talk about it. So the only thing that we could say is this: let's prepare for next week. Let's prepare for that match against Bayern Munich. I want to see a starting 11 that does include Frankie, Dembele, Memphis, Araujo, Eric Garcia, Serginho Dest, Nico Gonzalez, Gavi. We want to see all of those players included in the starting 11 and play the best game possible, because if there was a team that could bring and deliver Bayern Munich a loss, it would be Xavi's Barcelona on a good day. But that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona post-match review. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.